The last known footage of Hannah Kobayashi shows her entering a convenience store at 11:43 p.m., just hours before her disappearance. But it's what happens next that has investigators baffled. As we analyze this crucial piece of evidence frame by frame, we'll uncover details that law enforcement has kept under wraps. What does this video reveal about Hannah's final moments? Hannah Kobayashi's journey took an unexpected turn on November 8, 2024, when she landed at Los Angeles International Airport. The 23-year-old aspiring photographer from Maui, Hawaii, was en route to New York City, eagerly anticipating a visit with relatives and the opportunity to explore the vibrant art scene. Her social media posts leading up to the trip reflected her excitement and creative aspirations, painting a picture of a young woman full of hope and ambition. However, Hannah's carefully planned itinerary began to unravel as she failed to board her connecting flight to New York City. Airport surveillance footage captured her moving through the bustling terminals, her demeanor seemingly calm and collected. Witnesses reported seeing her at various locations within the airport, including a bookstore where she browsed photography magazines and a Nike store event, suggesting she was actively engaged in her surroundings. Aviation security experts note that while major airports like LAX have extensive surveillance systems, there are potential blind spots where individuals can move undetected. These areas, often found between terminals or in less monitored outdoor spaces, could provide opportunities for someone to disappear from view. The question remains, did Hannah intentionally seek out these blind spots, or did something more sinister occur? As investigators pieced together Hannah's movements, they uncovered a series of puzzling events. Her phone's location last pinged at LAX on November 11, 3 days after her arrival. This digital footprint contradicted initial assumptions about her immediate departure from the airport. Adding to the mystery, Hannah's family reported receiving strange Venmo transactions to unfamiliar recipients, raising concerns about potential identity theft or financial coercion. The last confirmed sighting of Hannah at LAX came from security footage showing her entering a convenience store at 11:43 p.m. on November 11. This crucial piece of evidence, initially withheld from the public, became a focal point for investigators. What transpired in those final moments before Hannah vanished? The grainy footage offers tantalizing clues, but leaves many questions unanswered. As the search for Hannah intensified, authorities began to uncover a series of strange events that unfolded in the days following her missed flight. Her digital footprint took an alarming turn, with her social media accounts showing unusual activity that deviated from her typical posting habits. These cryptic online breadcrumbs would soon lead investigators down a path they never anticipated, revealing a complex web of circumstances surrounding Hannah's disappearance. In the days following Hannah's disappearance, her family received a series of alarming text messages that sent shockwaves through their already fragile world. The content and tone of these messages deviated starkly from Hannah's usual communication style, raising red flags for those who knew her best. Hannah's sister noted a particularly troubling detail: the use of the word "hun" in the texts. She doesn't use the word hun, love and babe, but never hun. Even her close friends have said the same, she explained to investigators. As authorities dug deeper into Hannah's digital footprint, they uncovered a series of unusual financial transactions that further complicated the mystery. Hannah's accounts showed Venmo payments to two individuals whose names were unfamiliar to her family. These transactions, occurring at odd hours and for unexplained purposes, fueled speculation about potential identity theft or financial fraud. Cybersecurity experts consulted on the case suggested that the circumstances aligned with known tactics of digital manipulation. They pointed to techniques such as phishing and social engineering, where individuals are deceived into revealing personal information or transferring funds under false pretenses. The possibility that Hannah had fallen victim to such schemes added a chilling layer to the investigation. The timeline of events surrounding Hannah's disappearance revealed troubling discrepancies that only deepened the family's concerns. After her last known communication on November 11, Hannah's phone went silent. The abrupt cessation of activity, coupled with the strange messages and financial transactions, painted a picture of a young woman potentially caught in a web of deception and coercion. As investigators pieced together the digital breadcrumbs, they uncovered a crucial piece of evidence: Hannah's final text message before she vanished. The contents of this message, initially withheld from the public, would prove to be a turning point in the investigation. Note: the actual content of the last text message was not provided in the research, so I've left it open-ended here. The revelation of this final communication sent shockwaves through the investigative team and Hannah's family alike. It hinted at circumstances far more complex than initially suspected, forcing authorities to expand their search beyond the confines of Lax and into the sprawling metropolis of Los Angeles. As the investigation broadened its scope, new questions emerged. What forces had compelled Hannah to deviate so drastically from her planned itinerary? Who were the mysterious individuals behind the unfamiliar Venmo transactions? And most crucially, what had transpired in the hours between Hannah's last confirmed sighting and her puzzling digital activity? With each new piece of evidence, the case of Hannah Kobayashi's disappearance grew more intricate, challenging investigators to unravel a mystery that seemed to defy conventional explanation. The sprawling metropolis of Los Angeles held countless hiding places, but it was a bustling transit hub that provided the next piece of the puzzle. A fleeting moment caught on camera would force investigators to reassess everything they thought they knew about Hannah's disappearance. What did this new sighting reveal about her state of mind and the potential dangers she faced? Surveillance footage from a downtown Los Angeles metro station captured Hannah Kobayashi on camera, placing her in an area known for its high foot traffic and diverse demographics. The location, while bustling with activity, also carried a troubling history of crime, including incidents of human trafficking and kidnappings. For investigators, this sighting raised alarming questions about Hannah's safety and the circumstances surrounding her prolonged absence. The footage revealed Hannah in the company of an unidentified individual, a detail that immediately caught the attention of authorities. Body language experts and criminal profilers were called in to analyze the interaction between Hannah and this unknown person. They focused on subtle cues such as body posture and eye contact, searching for indicators of Hannah's emotional state and the nature of her relationship with the stranger. The busy urban environment of downtown Los Angeles presented its own set of challenges and potential dangers. Experts noted that areas like this are often targeted by individuals with nefarious intentions, particularly those involved in human trafficking. Common tactics used by traffickers in such locations include approaching individuals who appear isolated or distressed, often using deception or manipulation to gain their trust. As investigators pored over the footage, they discovered unsettling parallels with other recent disappearances in the Los Angeles area. Several cases involved individuals last seen in high-traffic locations, highlighting the potential risks present in urban environments, especially for those who may be alone or in vulnerable situations. The metro station sighting provided a crucial leads, but it also deepened the mystery surrounding Hannah's disappearance. Authorities worked to identify the unknown individual and track Hannah's movements after leaving the station. They combed through additional surveillance footage from nearby businesses and interviewed metro employees and passengers who may have witnessed Hannah's presence that day. In a startling turn of events, a key witness came forward with new information that contradicted their initial statement about the night Hannah disappeared. This development forced investigators to reevaluate their timeline and consider previously dismissed theories. The witness's revised account opened up new avenues of inquiry and raised questions about potential missed opportunities in the early stages of the investigation. As news of the downtown sighting and the witness's changed story broke, public interest in Hannah's case intensified. The investigation's scope widened, encompassing not only the immediate circumstances of her disappearance, but also the broader context of urban safety and the challenges faced by young women in metropolitan areas. The search for Hannah Kobayashi had evolved into a complex web of leads, each new discovery bringing both hope and heightened concern for her well-being. As the search for Hannah Kobayashi intensified, her father Ryan took matters into his own hands. Arriving in Los Angeles from Hawaii, Ryan embarked on a desperate 13-day search that would push him to his emotional and physical limits. Driven by unwavering love for his daughter, Ryan scoured the sprawling city, following every possible lead and retracing Hannah's last known steps. Ryan's efforts were relentless. He canvassed neighborhoods, distributed flyers, and interviewed potential witnesses. Each day brought new challenges and disappointments, yet Ryan refused to give up hope. His emotional state fluctuated between desperation and determination as he grappled with the uncertainty surrounding Hannah's fate. As Ryan delved deeper into the investigation, he began to uncover information that conflicted with the official narrative. Witness accounts and timeline discrepancies raised red flags, fueling Ryan's growing suspicions about what truly happened to Hannah. These revelations strained his relationship with law enforcement, who seemed reluctant to pursue certain leads that Ryan deemed crucial. The prolonged search took a heavy toll on the entire Kobayashi family. Hannah's siblings struggled to maintain normalcy in their daily lives while supporting their father's efforts from afar. The family established a Help Us Find Hannah Facebook page, rallying community support and sharing updates. This digital lifeline became a double-edged sword, offering both hope and heartache as each new tip or sighting proved inconclusive. Psychologists familiar with missing persons cases noted the profound impact of prolonged uncertainty on families. The constant state of alertness, coupled with the emotional roller coaster of hope and despair, can lead to severe anxiety, depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder. For the Kobayashis, each passing day without answers deepened their anguish and tested their resilience. As Ryan's search continued, his suspicions about Hannah's disappearance grew. Inconsistencies in the official timeline and unexplained gaps in surveillance footage gnawed at him. He began to question whether Hannah's disappearance was truly voluntary, or if more sinister forces were at play. These doubts fueled Ryan's determination to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. In a pivotal moment, Ryan made a startling discovery while examining Hannah's abandoned car. Hidden beneath the driver's seat, he found a small notebook containing cryptic entries and unfamiliar names. This crucial piece of evidence, overlooked in the initial investigation, would prove to be a game changer. The contents of the notebook hinted at a complex web of relationships and activities that Hannah had kept hidden from her family. As Ryan prepared to present his findings to the authorities, little did he know that his relentless pursuit of the truth would soon take a tragic turn. The search for Hannah Kobayashi was about to enter its darkest chapter, one that would forever change the lives of those involved and challenge everything they thought they knew about the case. The relentless pursuit of truth often comes at a steep price. For Ryan Kobayashi, that price would be the ultimate one. As investigators arrived at Los Angeles International Airport on November 24, 2024, they were confronted with a scene that would send shockwaves through the entire investigation. What they found there would raise more questions than answers and cast a long shadow over the search for Hannah. Ryan Kobayashi's body was discovered near Lax, a tragic end to his desperate 13-day search for his daughter. The circumstances surrounding his death were immediately shrouded in controversy. Authorities quickly ruled it a suicide, but this determination only served to fuel speculation and doubt among those who knew Ryan and followed the case closely. The impact of Ryan's death on the investigation was profound and immediate. Public perception of the case shifted dramatically, with many questioning the official narrative and wondering what Ryan might have uncovered in his relentless pursuit of the truth. The Kobayashi family, already grappling with Hannah's disappearance, now faced the additional burden of mourning Ryan while continuing their search for answers. Forensic experts weighed in on the challenges of distinguishing suicide from foul play in cases like Ryan's. They noted that while certain physical evidence can point towards one conclusion or another, The psychological state of the deceased and the surrounding circumstances must also be carefully considered. In Ryan's case, the emotional toll of searching for his missing daughter added a layer of complexity to the investigation. As authorities worked to piece together Ryan's final hours, inconsistencies in the official narrative began to emerge. Witnesses reported seeing Ryan in a state of agitation shortly before his death, claiming he had made a breakthrough in Hannah's case. These accounts contradicted the image of a man on the brink of taking his own life, raising questions about what Ryan might have discovered and who might have wanted to keep that information hidden. The family's statement that Ryan died of a broken heart hinted at the immense emotional strain he had been under. However, they also expressed their unwavering commitment to continue the search for Hannah, stating, "The search for our beloved Hannah must continue with the same love and determination that Ryan would have wanted." This resolve in the face of tragedy only deepened the public's investment in the case. As investigators combed through Ryan's belongings, they made a startling discovery. Among his personal effects was a photograph of a strange symbol found in Hannah's room, a detail that police had previously refused to discuss publicly. This revelation would prove to be a turning point in the investigation, opening up new avenues of inquiry and challenging everything authorities thought they knew about Hannah's disappearance. Little did anyone know that this symbol would be the key to unlocking a series of unexpected developments that would soon follow, forever changing the course of the search for Hannah Kobayashi. While Ryan Kobayashi's tragic death near Lax dominated headlines, another airport was about to become the focal point of Hannah's case. Surveillance cameras at a bustling border crossing captured an image that would turn the investigation on its head. Why would a young woman from Hawaii with no known connections to Mexico suddenly decide to leave the country? On November 12, 2024, just 4 days after her initial disappearance at Lax, Hannah Kobayashi was seen crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. The footage showed her passing through customs, appearing calm and collected. She carried a small backpack and presented her passport without hesitation. This revelation sent shockwaves through the investigative team and the public alike, challenging every assumption about her disappearance. The border crossing footage conflicted sharply with earlier theories of foul play or abduction. Investigators now faced the possibility that Hannah had voluntarily left the country, a scenario they had not seriously considered. This new information forced a complete reevaluation of the timeline and motives behind her disappearance. Border security experts weighed in on the situation, noting that while unexpected border crossings are not uncommon, they often indicate underlying issues. Many individuals cross into Mexico without notifying family, seeking to escape personal problems or start anew. This trend complicates missing persons investigations, as authorities may not be alerted until much later. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered troubling details about Hannah's life in the months leading up to her disappearance. Documents found by her family included immigration paperwork related to a suspected green card marriage scam. This revelation shed new light on Hannah's possible motives for leaving the country so abruptly. The Los Angeles Police Department issued a statement emphasizing that there was no evidence of foul play or trafficking in Hannah's case. They stressed that she had the right to her privacy and that her disappearance appeared to be voluntary. Joseph Giacalone, a retired NYPD sergeant, summed up the situation succinctly. "If you don't want to be found, you don't want to be found." As news of Hannah's border crossing spread, public reaction was mixed. Some expressed relief that she appeared to be safe, while others questioned the extensive resources devoted to searching for someone who had chosen to leave. The Kobayashi family found themselves grappling with conflicting emotions: relief that Hannah was alive, confusion over her actions, and grief over the loss of Ryan in his desperate search. The focus of the investigation shifted dramatically. Authorities now sought to understand the circumstances surrounding Hannah's involvement in the suspected green card marriage scam and her decision to leave the country. Questions lingered about the unidentified individual seen with her at the Los Angeles metro station and the strange symbol found in her room. As the case of Hannah Kobayashi took this unexpected turn, investigators and the public alike were left to ponder the complexities of personal freedom, family responsibility, and the sometimes murky line between disappearance and voluntary departure. Just as the case seemed to be cooling, Hannah Kobayashi's return ignited a firestorm of new theories and suspicions. Her claim of being unaware of the media frenzy surrounding her disappearance struck many as implausible. What was Hannah hiding, and why? On December 15, 2024, Hannah Kobayashi quietly re-entered the United States, her return as mysterious as her departure. She arrived at Los Angeles International Airport, the very place where her disappearance had begun just over a month earlier. Hannah's reappearance caught both law enforcement and the public off guard, reigniting interest in a case that had begun to fade from the headlines. Hannah's initial statements to authorities were brief and perplexing. She claimed to have been unaware of everything that was happening in the media while I was away, an assertion that many found difficult to believe given the widespread coverage of her disappearance and her father's tragic death. This disconnect between Hannah's account and the reality of the situation immediately raised red flags for investigators. The public reaction to Hannah's return was a mix of relief and skepticism. Social media buzzed with theories and speculation, with many questioning how someone could remain oblivious to such a high-profile search. Law enforcement, while relieved to close the missing persons case, found themselves grappling with new questions about Hannah's whereabouts and activities during her absence. Psychologists specializing in voluntary disappearances weighed in on the case, offering insights into the complex motivations that might drive someone to abruptly leave their life behind. They emphasized the profound impact such actions can have on families, noting the trauma and long-lasting effects on trust and relationships. The Kobayashi family's request for privacy in the aftermath of Hannah's return spoke volumes about the emotional toll the ordeal had taken. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered more questions than answers. The suspected green card marriage scam that had come to light during Hannah's absence remained a point of interest. Authorities worked to unravel the connection between this potential legal entanglement and Hannah's decision to cross into Mexico. Adding to the mystery, a package was delivered to Hannah's address shortly after her return. The contents of this package, initially kept confidential by investigators, would prove to be a crucial piece of the puzzle. Inside, authorities found documents relating to the suspected green card marriage scheme, along with a handwritten note that hinted at a broader conspiracy involving multiple parties. This unexpected development forced investigators to reconsider the scope of their inquiry. Was Hannah a victim of circumstances beyond her control, or a willing participant in a more complex plot? The lingering questions surrounding her disappearance, her father's death, and her sudden return painted a picture of a case far from closed. As the dust settled on Hannah Kobayashi's return, it became clear that her reappearance had only deepened the mystery surrounding her case. The implications of her actions, both for her family and for the broader issues of missing persons investigations, would continue to resonate long after the media spotlight had dimmed. The case of Hannah Kobayashi remains shrouded in mystery, with key questions still unanswered. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance, her father's tragic death, and her unexpected return have left investigators and the public grappling with inconsistencies. Hannah's involvement in a suspected green card marriage scam and her voluntary departure to Mexico have raised complex legal and ethical questions. This case highlights the challenges law enforcement faces when dealing with voluntary disappearances. As retired NYPD Sergeant Joseph Giacalone noted, "If you don't want to be found, you don't want to be found." This sentiment underscores the delicate balance between personal freedom and public safety that authorities must navigate. The Kobayashi case also brings to light the profound impact of disappearances on families. The emotional toll of uncertainty, coupled with the potential for tragedy, as seen in Ryan Kobayashi's death, illustrates the far-reaching consequences of such actions. As society grapples with these issues, we are left to ponder: where do we draw the line between an individual's right to privacy and their responsibility to loved ones?